What's going on, guys? It's Wolf Sensei here, back again for another a Blackish review. We're finally getting season two in to just go ahead and do a broad spectrum review over it. And I feel like the best way to start off describing it really would be, when someone has a good idea and then they finally get that niche into it, and then you really start to slowly see it picking off. I really feel like that's what season two is, because they I feel like the premise of every episode is to kind of really hit a certain point home with what's going on with relatability with either with black people in general, or just society as a whole, on how we're perceiving something that's going on, and we're just seeing it through a black household regardless of their race or not. But yeah, like, I mean, really, I was sitting down to go ahead and break down this season. I really stepped back and I just looked at the catalog for every episode, and I'm gonna kind of go over a couple of them to really kind of hit the point on what I'm saying here, and leave you guys off with your own opinion. And to end it before anything, just go ahead and just give you guys what my personal favorite episode of this season was. I feel like that's a little something spiced up, a little different and better to do from what I did from season one. So, yeah, let's make this quick though. So, for episode one was about the N word, obviously, and just on how that's perceived on just children saying it and stuff like that. Episode two was on our feelings on guns in our homes. Three, they really got into the fear of the fear of African Americans and getting our health checked. Um, Number four was, what was it called? Let's see, I'm going through it now too. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, episode four was Daddy's Day, and that was respect for fathers. And just his crazy way of getting that out. Episode five, Churched, was basically about our relationship with the church, African Americans, and their relationship with the churches. Six was putting our childhood upbringing on our children. Jack o' Lantern is what it was called, basically revolving with Dre and his childhood defender. Well, I don't know what you'd kind of call it, because I don't really have his big homie, I guess you could say, for just basically a person that took care of him, and toughened him up, because he didn't have an older brother figure. You find I've kind of had one to a degree, I guess, in certain situations when I lived in different places, but I was a military brat and an oldest child, so that really wasn't really too much of a thing. But as a younger kid, yeah, I see that. But what I found really interesting, why I'm kind of stopping on this episode, is because this really was like a pin moment where I really kind of like understood for a really nice character development in on for Dre, where he you understand his relationship that he has with Junior, and why he is so tough on Junior, and bullies him so much, is because he had someone else doing the exact same thing to him, and that's what his mother wanted him to do. Wanted I this guy to do, basically, is just basically to be toughen him up, to not make him so soft and be so sensitive, because his dad is not in his life, and I understand that. And you find a lot of people that find an older figure, even when if they are only children or the oldest, they may find someone at a young age where they aspire to, besides their parent, a peer, for lack of a better word. But yeah, so I enjoyed that. Charlie's in Charge. That was just clout and flossing. We got Amber Rose as a special guest for this episode. Looking glamorous as ever, but I appreciated that. Chop Chop, man. This was a very hard episode to watch. I know it was fake, but man, his lineups were just. I couldn't do it. I was not going back to this man. I'm sorry. There was no way you. If it was a fire, I don't care. I got dreads now. I'm happy about that. I don't have that necessary issue as much, that I find, because really, it really is a big thing in for black men is our hair, or and black women, just like having it maintained, and it's kind of really characterizes us, which I do find interesting. um, Man at Work. So basically, this one was helping our friends. It was on. We finally got Wanda Sykes, her first appearance, where she's actually taking over the company, and then we have to where Dre's childhood friend Sha, who ends up coming back home, coming back again. I guess this is like a repetitive thing that ends up happening. By the end of the episode, his business finally takes off. He finally understands what he really needs to do as an artist, which is awesome. And then the other side of it is with Charlie, and how Wanda Sykes actually wants to fire him, or wants Dre to fire him. And the entire time he's battling between on that and his personal reputation, but realizes on how great of a worker he is and trying to help out his friend. Long story short, it ends up ending with Charlie unfortunately leaving. And I personally feel like that this was a bad sting on the show. I don't know what really was happening at this point, but the whole work balance really took a decline, personally, in my opinion, after Charlie left, because he was the random comedic timing that kind of really brought everybody else's stuff together. I'm not anybody's personal acting or anything like that at all, but just it was I enjoyed all of the pieces together that they built. Um, stuff stuff was just having appreciation for what you have, and just holidays does that, that people just get multiple things and they don't really care about it. So I'm just kind of just rambling through episodes as I see them and stuff like that, because like I said, I've watched it multiple times. I just like to just go ahead and do a general overview before I give you guys a review about it. I really liked the season. I really felt like they really understood where they were going and what they were trying to do. Able to like hit a lot of our the points home, and effectively, to after the episode, to actually have a conversation, not just necessarily about how crazy the characters were, but the topics that they were trying to present to you as well. So I really like this art form. I really like the art that they and the way that they try to just bring in just more of the world conversations that are going on. I really wish that a lot of other shows would do stuff like this. But yeah, that's all I got for this one. But last, before I go, I wanted to add what is my favorite episode. So really quick. So, Wolf Sensei's favorite episode of season two. That's gonna be episode 23, guys. Daddy Drake here. Come on, I'm a stay-at-home dad. Just everybody getting sick and it all being on me to go ahead and just make sure that all my babies are good. That's my idealist. That's my ideal dream. To make certain that I'm taking care of my family on all fronts. Even when y'all sick, I make sure I'm getting to work back and forth, and that y'all having the comfort of your lives. So thank you for all tuning in, and have a great afternoon. Take care.